Okay, let's see how we go with this new format of notes and presentation. So you can see it's chapter 4 and we're looking at loans and annuities. Now, the sorts of things that we're going to cover are, if a loan means you've borrowed money. So we're going to look at repayments of a loan. Obviously that has to happen. We will look at the interest charge. Very few loans don't incur some interest charge over the time. We're also going to look at other costs and fees. When you take out a loan, there are what we might refer to as hidden costs and ongoing fees, account keeping fees every month, every year, etc. So have to be aware of that, because that all contributes to how much you have to pay back for your loan. Some loans are so complicated, all the hard work's been done and information's been put into a table. So we look at using tables and we'll look at online tables. And in particular, we'll look at home loans. We will also look at this other concept called an annuity, which is a type of investment. And it's different to the previous investment we've looked at. So exercise 401 has the title Reducing Balance Loans. Now, these are the most common sort of a loan in reality that happens. When you borrow money and you begin to pay it back, then obviously the amount of money that you owe is reducing. So the amount of interest you should be charged should be reducing, and we'll see that does work and apply, and we'll see how to calculate this reducing balance loan. So you can see there, like I've just said, that interest is only charged on the balance owing. Balance. What is balance? Balance means the amount that you owe. The amount that you owe is your balance. So that means that every time a payment is made, we must calculate another balance, a new balance. So you're going to see balance come up over and over again. This type of loan doesn't cost as much in interest because, like you heard me say before, the amount of interest is coming down as a flat rate interest loan would. And there are other ways that you could even further reduce the cost of the loan, and that's by making repayments even more frequently. Obviously, making bigger repayments, seeking out a loan that has a lower interest rate and transferring over. So let's have a look at this example. Claire borrowed $595,000 to buy a studio apartment at 6.25% per annum reducible interest. She made monthly repayments of $3,925. The table shows the progress of the loan for the first 2 months. Now, anytime something's given in a table, we really must spend time understanding the table before we start anything. So clearly the table has a heading, it's a reducing balance loan for Claire's studio apartment. The amount borrowed, $595,000. Interest rate per annum as a percentage, 6.25. Monthly repayment, $3,925. Now, you can see the progress of the loan is in months. Why? Because she's making a monthly repayment. Now, hopefully lots of things come to mind. If she's making a monthly repayment, interest is for a month of that value. The rate must be per month, and we would need to calculate that. It's already been done for you in this table. So what happens next, and what they put in the table next, is the amount owing before the repayment. So remember, she's borrowed $595,000, and after 1 month she owes another $3,000 in interest. So she's up to $598,000. She now owes more than what she borrowed. But it's all good because she's agreed to pay $3,925 as a payment at the end of the month. So the balance, this is where I said you will hear the word balance. It's the amount that's owing now, and it's after she's made the repayment. So you can see there minus the repayment. So it's $594,173.96, which is now less than what she borrowed. All good. So we transfer that amount to the beginning of the second month. Sort of like we're at the beginning of the month here, we're at the end of the month over here. Same process in that interest will be charged based on how much is owing. Now, the work's been done for you, but can you see, let's just stop and have a comparison of these two numbers. The amount of interest charged now is less. It's only slightly less, but the fact is it is less, and that is why we'll have a fairer situation than with a simple interest and no reducing balance loan. So we have to add these two together to see how much she owes, but it's only like for an instant, because then she makes a payment of this $3,925 and the balance comes down to $593,000 now. Okay, it's really important to look at these tables and sort all of that out before you even start to look at the question. It says, show how the interest of $3,098.96 for the first month was calculated. So here's the amount. Now, the nice thing is the interest is calculated using the simple interest formula. So what we know is that P is this amount, R is this amount per annum. Everything's happening monthly, so the rate needs to get reduced to a per month rate, and we need to know the monthly, or note the monthly repayment. Now, to do A, we're going to use the simple interest formula, and it's only charged on 1 month. Everything is in months. We only want to know the interest for 1 month. So you can see I've substituted P. I've put in my value for R, and I've multiplied by 1 for 1 month. Okay, let's do the calculation. So you can see I've typed that in. Well, I'll need to go back. There, it's going to let me go back. Doesn't matter. It's you can see I've typed that into the calculator. Press equals, and we get this 3098.958. Can we all see the 8 here? And that is the value that they've recorded. So they've clearly rounded it off, which we do with money. After 2 decimal places, the 8 turns the 5 to a 6. Okay, part B. It says add rows showing the progress of the loan for the next 3 months. So you can see I've set this up where this is the months, and we're going to go month 3, 4 and 5, The next column will be the amount owing, the interest plus the amount owing in this column, and then the balance in the final column. Okay, so you can see that I've transferred the amount into what's owing at the beginning of the third month, because that was the balance at the end of the second month. Here you can see I've done the calculation for the interest for the third month. It's now this amount that's owing times still the same rate, and please note it's only for 1 month. Some students get confused there and think that they should put a 3. No, the interest is only charged on that amount for 1 month. We're going to account for every single month. However, because this amount changes every month, we know that the calculation can only stand for each amount for 1 month. So let's press equals here and get that. The amount of interest is $3,090.33. So I'm not sure whether this is going to work. 3,093.33, and we'll put that in here, 3,093.33. Sorry about that. So you can see I have corrected the just the transcript error from the calculator. So $3,090 in interest charge for that month, which is, we can still see this decline in the interest per month, which is what we're expecting. You can see then I have added those two to give that amount, because we calculate that with, obviously, this is an interest charge, this is how much they owe, then they've charged this much interest. Temporarily, they owe this amount, however, there's going to be a payment of this amount, and when we do that, we get 592,508.95. Is that a reasonable number to get there? Yes. How do I know that? What do I need to check it against? Check it against what was owing at the beginning of the third month. $593,000. Now we're down to 592. Notice also that I've transferred what was owing at the end of month 3 of the balance to my new balance. Now I'm going to pause the video and write up the solutions to the next bit and come back and talk about them. So you can see I have continued on that process to calculate the amount of interest for the 4th month. I've just changed this number here. Still multiplying by the same rate and times by 1, but because in the 4th month this is not the amount owing, rather it's this amount owing, 592,508, then we get a smaller amount of interest. Notice 3085 is smaller than 3090. Gives us this total, and we subtract the payment. That amount gets transferred to the new amount for the 5th month, calculating the interest using the exact same process, adding these two together, and I showed you here the total owing for the 3rd month was the 596. That's how we get the values in this column. Add our 2 previous, and then to get the values in the last column, we subtract the payment. You can see I have answered part C by taking the value from the end of the 5th month. That would become the amount owing at the 6th month. The amount she's paid off is the difference over the 5 months, and the interest is the sum of these column and all of here.